But I mean, the guy makes it happen. I mean, he really does. I've had a lot of splits in my day. I've lost more splits than I've won, which it'll drive you nuts. But Tom gets it done. Well, I'll be honest, one of the splits shouldn't have been a split. It was a fight I thought he won all up and down the cage, but all the same, Tom Herrera's got a strong skill set. He's big and long for the weight class, but he's fighting a bit of a dynamo tonight, so he's gonna have to bring out his absolute A game.
Yeah, anytime, you know, the most valuable thing you can say about having split decisions like that is, man, it just makes you a man of your nerves. It just makes you a man of steel as far as when it comes to, you know, being nervous or being, you know, he's had in 4 fights, he's had the most rounds you can possibly have in 4 fights. And, you know, and he's had them just about as close as you can, which means the skill level you acquire from those fights is, you know, extremely high.
And he's in the cage to meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Tonio Figuereido.
All right, you guys know Tonio, 3-0 with 3 KOs, and I finally got a little bit of insight on this man. I used to make the joke saying he had Cobra-style Kung Fu, and I was just saying that as a joke. Turns out, it's actually snake style. So there are 5 animal styles from old school Chinese Kung Fu. We have tiger style, crane style, leopard, dragon, and snake style. And you know how Tonio took a break between his amateur title fight and his pro debut? He said he was in school, and no joke, I have a resource in China when I fought in Shanghai, and they couldn't confirm it, but somebody who fit the profile of Tonio was down there in the Guangdong district, and they said he was a master of the snake style. Now, the monks he was training with, allegedly, they take like a vow of silence, you know how that goes, and the foreigners, they naturally can't do that, so he has to swear himself to secrecy. So if you ask him about his Chinese mountain snake style training, he'll deny it, and I've asked him, and he won't give me any information. But the guy I met when I fought in Shanghai, he like semi said this was true. I mean, fit the description, has the style, took to it really well. So the enigmatic Tonio Figuereido, very much so, has that hidden Chinese martial arts secret. The snake style Kung Fu is what he really masters, has true dynamo in his hands, and the man can wrestle. He's always a fun one to watch. Don't blink. We'll see if he can't make lightning strike 4 times now in a row. Tonio Figuereido, he's in the cage. Let's get this fight going.
The following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Flyweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 126 pounds. Fighting out of Plainview, Texas, he holds a perfect professional record, 4 wins, no losses. Here is Tom Herrera! And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in at 126 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he too holds an undefeated professional record, 3 wins, no losses. Here is Tonio "The Show" Figuereido. Your referee in charge, Aladdin Martinez.
Fun fact about Tonio Figuereido, his last amateur fight was against Josh Van. So this man's been fighting at a very high level since he was an amateur. All right, this fight's underway. You'll notice the patience of Tonio. He doesn't throw a crazy amount of volume, but everything he throws has just tremendous quality. And we've seen Herrera use, you know, flying knees, a lot of wrestling, a lot of clinch game. He's kind of seen everything in the 4 fights that he's had. But 4-0 versus 3-0 doesn't get any better than this. Nice, good right hand there from Tonio.
Yeah, Tonio with a clearly, you know, faster. Well, I say that. I was going to say he has faster hands, but Dom Herrera's hands are pretty fast himself.
Yeah, they sure are. One thing about Tonio, if his opponent throws and misses, he will punish them with that lightning fast straight right hand. Notice the snake style. the hands out, and he's just ready to strike like a snake. I'll tell you though, the range of Dom is going to be something that Tonio's going to have to figure out, because Dom's about as tall as it gets for a flyweight. Nice sit down on the straight left there from Tonio. Backs him up into the clinch. It's funny, Tonio, I think, started early as a wrestler before he made that quest to China. And he doesn't really use it that much in his fights. He's not had to. One of the most absolute brutal high kick KOs we've ever seen in the Fury cage was, I think, Tonio's pro debut. A little over-under resistance there from Dom Herrera.
You can see the look of absolute concentration on Tonio Figueiredo's face as he's fighting these underhooks.
Yeah, Tonio fought some guys with a lot of fights, you know, wins and losses, but this is the first real kind of prospect he's fought. Tonio's got a big, strong body lock. But again, we were talking about this earlier, Mike, when you're body locking tall guys, they keep their long legs on the ground.
Yeah, their feet just seem to always be on the floor. No matter how high you lift them, their feet seem to touch the floor.
Nice little inside elbows there from Herrera. Little separation there from the ref. I mean, I'm telling you guys, it makes sense that he literally stays coiled. Does Tonio? He just puts so much power into that spring-like strike he throws. But Dom's doing a good job, oddly enough, staying on the inside despite being the longer fighter.
Yeah, Dom's making good use of that reach also. He's tagged Figueiredo a couple of times. You see it again there.
Yeah, mostly with like an exiting hook.
You know, Dom will just be to the moon if he could get a finish here and not have to not have to go to the judges' scorecards and listen to him call another person's name before he hears his own for the second time.
It's so funny, the differences in these fighters, as Tonio has had 3 first-round KOs and Herrera's been in the distance every time. Nice good combo there from Herrera. Tonio ties him up. I still can't believe that KO we just saw. That high kick to the uppercut as he shot. The uppercut winged him right on the temple, and I think that's what just put his lights out. James Ford, I think the heaviest fighter, 205er over at War. And Tonio, their most decorated light fighter, the flyweight.
Oh, wow.
Nice little foot sweep to a punch. Tonio sprung back to his feet quickly.
Tonio with that knee to the hip.
Good sit down on a 1-2 for Tonio. Didn't quite hit the mark, but it did give him this body lock. But again, this is that length and frame of Herrera that can be difficult to deal with. We also caught just a mistake in the tallying of the scores. It's cool they ended up correcting. Oh, spinning back fist there for Tonio. All right, round 1 over. A tough round to call. Both guys, you know, both guys had their moments. They both threw. No one really scored any takedowns.
Yeah, Tonio Figueiredo, you know, did a good job of fighting up against the cage. Not able to get it to the ground. But Dom Herrera doing a good job of, you know, that kind of back and forth style and hitting that left hook on the way out.
Yeah.
You know, 3 or 4 times in those combinations there. I would say that's probably the most significant strikes that landed from either guy in the first round. So maybe Dom Herrera takes the first round for that reason alone.
Yeah, yeah. Those were some good lead hooks. It was interesting because Tonio was like almost trying to counterpunch when Dom missed. And he'd throw that right hand, but then Dom just would find that left hook to kind of sneak to the inside. It was interesting. Calf kick there from Herrera. One thing that Herrera does do well is he's kind of inconsistent with his range and his entries, which is a good thing. He's making it hard for Tonio to get reads on how to really uncork some punches with some power. Oh, nice open stance body kick. That was the left kick that had got Tonio his pro debut head kick KO win. Oh, and again to the body.
See Tonio switching stances here, going to that southpaw stance to hit that open side of the body.
Oh, and a big right hand. And a jump knee after a wheel kick. Oh, and a big clinch knee. Makes Dom exit. Oh, he's coiling up. Oh, nice.
Oh, man.
Knocked him off balance a little bit. Tonio got some real power in those hands. I'd be so curious just how accurate that intel from China got was on Tonio the Snake style Kung Fu, because the man can strike.
Yeah, really good counter puncher. Really good at finding the spot also. Not just landing a punch, but finding the spot, man. Really effective striking.
I'll tell you, Tonio had more success when he was standing in the southpaw stance. Oh, as he lands a nice right hand. Oh, and follows up again beautifully. A little more volume out of Tonio is really paying dividends for him right now. Went to the body on that straight right.
You saw those last two shots. Tonio really sat down on those last two shots. He wanted those to land hard.
Notice he's in that southpaw stance now. Oh man, that body kick she's doing work. And he's kind of got that right arm of Herrera to float a little bit lower as he throws that left hand over the top. I was thinking he was maybe throw that left kick over the top. Now the long 1-2. Nice front kick there from Dom. Good left hand over the top. Herrera, though, moving well with the shots. A little blood out of the nose of Herrera. Gets in deep on a double, but Tonio stays upright. Tremendous balance there from Tonio.
And Tonio just reached in to that switch position. Oh man, Tonio grabbed the cage there. We saw a point taken from that on the undercard. Don't know if it would have avoided a takedown, but
Tonio was kind of reaching for a switch at the same time. There's no telling. And on a deep body lock was Tonio. Turns him. A breakaway and pressure. Nice, good little left hook, right hand combination. And a good sit down on another 4-piece there from Tonio. He's really kind of found his rhythm here in round number 2. Still a minute left.
Tonio with some nice counter punching. Some beautiful kicks. Very effective at switching stances.
Tell you one good deterrent on those snappy front kicks is keeping your elbows nice and tight. You make them kick you in the elbow, you break a toe. Oh, nice good straight punches there. Nice combination from Tonio. Herrera circles out. Oh, nice good right hand. Nice, Tonio's best work has been by far when he's coming forward.
Yeah, there's that body lock again. Tried to elevate him. Feet still on the ground.
Nice. All right, cool. Good competitive round 2, but round 2, Tonio's for sure. Round 1 was pretty close. We did think Herrera maybe landed like maybe higher quality strikes in 1, albeit all pretty close, but round 2, Tonio definitely took over.
Yeah, Tonio finding the spots there in the second round, landing some really effective striking. Didn't look like he took really any punishment there in the second round. One place he fell short was he kept getting that body lock, but not able to get it to the ground. But no worse for the wear as Tonio Figuereido. Very close fight here otherwise.
Now, one thing, now granted, this was it wasn't that long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years, but Tonio went all 5 rounds as an amateur against Van, so he's fought a full 15. Never as a pro, but he has in his lifetime. Plus, he's a tremendous athlete. He's 25 or 2. Sure, he got cardio for days.
Nice left hand by Dom Herrera there.
Yeah, he kind of intercepted that body kick.
And what a reaction by Tonio.
Nice scramble up there from Tonio. Lost his footing a little bit. We've seen Dom throw those long flying knees in a lot of his fights. Tonio's a tough dude to do that too because he stays so far away. Strong sprawl there from Tonio. Herrera changing the strategy a little bit. Oh, we got a ninja choke. We got a ninja choke.
Yeah, that's very tight.
He got to figure 4 deeper. I don't know why Herrera's hanging out there. Okay, Herrera must have known he's in a decent spot. Oh, nice
man.
Little duck under there from Herrera. He's got only that 1 hook in.
That's something that I learned from one of my coaches, is when that is around your neck, pull it in tighter and roll your shoulder over the top of it. You'll come right out the other side of it and come out on top. But you got to do it. You got to be decisive about it.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I think he's gonna have him tuck the string back in his shorts. That's cool.
Tonio Figuereido is trying to tie a new knot there.
Herrera trying to make the most of this clinch breakup. And yeah, Tonio, he thrives in scenarios like that when his opponents throw punches and miss. That's how he's knocked out his last 2 guys. It was kind of like a pull across. But with the range and awareness of Herrera, it's been a little harder to capitalize on. 3 minutes remain. Nice, good left hand into a stance change there from Tonio. And hits him again with a good right.
Yeah, Tonio's found a combination that he likes there that keeps landing. It's not a big looping overhand right, but it's definitely a short overhand.
Oh, man, caught his kick and pile drove him with a straight right. That's some good ground and pound from Tonio. He timed that really well. He's got good strong back exposure. Tonio backing on the back. He's got that left hook in. Left side wrist ride. Now looking to collect the other wrist. He's got to try to step that right hook in. Herrera's always been pretty crafty in these exchanges though. Tonio back in on a nice gilly. Look, chooses a sprawl. I think it's the right choice so it doesn't get reversed here in this position. As Dom's looking to wrestle on bottom. Just about 2 minutes left in this 3rd and final round. It really is anyone's fight.
Yeah, I can't tell if Tonio's trying to set up a submission here or if he's trying to change the position. Now we can see he wanted some ground and pound there.
Big knee there from Herrera, came up a little bit short. very well timed. I call that one the double leg trip. It's like a double leg, and you kind of reap your leg behind their leg. Strong positioning here from Tonio.
Yeah, that was a very quick reaction and takedown by Tonio Figuereido, especially this far deep into the third round, for him to still be that fast.
Yeah, Herrera was looking for a leg entry, but missed it. Tonio's in full side control now. Tonio finishing round 3 on top in a strong position in a relatively close fight. See if he advances to full mount, maybe takes his head and arm choke. He's in on a deep head and arm choke. This is a deep head and arm choke.
Yeah, that's really deep.
We got 20 seconds left. We
got 20 seconds left.
Herrera's proven to be pretty crafty in these scenarios. Oh man, that's deep, but not quite enough.
Man.
As Herrera hits a reversal. This escapes, 10 seconds to go.
You saw Tonio Figuereido look at the clock during that exchange.
Finishing strong in the pocket are both of these gentlemen. And this one goes the distance.
What a fight.
Nice, great fight. First time Tonio's gone the distance as a pro. The mystery of his training in the mountains of China lives on, but a great well-rounded performance. He really needed his grappling in this fight. And I think his control time and maybe that submission attempt right at the end round steals him round 3. Unofficially on my scorecards, I think I got it 29-28 Tonio, but you never know.
Yeah, and what a skill that is of Dom Herrera to be able to kind of push these fights. Like,
oh yeah.
You know, he never really was in a lot of trouble. I mean, even whenever it looked like the ninja choke was locked up, he had an answer for it, and then ended up in a dominant position.
Yeah.
So, man, you know, just that's an indication of, you know, why some of Dom's fights have gone the distance and gone that far, because
it's hard to put away.
He's really good at extending these transitions and these scrambles to make sure that he's not taking a ton of damage. And I'm sure Dom, you know, he's 4-0, 4 decisions, 3 split decisions. I'm sure he'd love to have, you know, 3 KOs. But a win is a win, and that experience is real. And you know, so now he's got 5 professional fights. He's fought 15 rounds. That's a lot. I mean, that's the most rounds you can fight in 5 fights.
Yeah.
Without a championship fight.
You know, when I got to the UFC, I was 11-3 with 10 finishes, only 1 decision. I thought I was a finisher. I got to the UFC, I got 13 with the UFC, 9 decisions. I mean,
yeah.
Tough fighters like guys like Dom and Tonio, they're hard to put away. They really are. All right, they got the numbers being tallied up.
Yeah, after the Mia Graw and
do the math twice.
Yeah,
double check.
They're checking it twice now.
Maybe hit him with a triple check. That's funny. I asked Tonio if he did any training overseas, and of course he said no, but that's what they said he'd say. So the mystery lives on. The man's got a genuinely unique striking style. And he fought a guy who was he had an answer for most all offense. And Dom Herrera. All right, Wayne's got the decision in his hand. Let's see who gets their hand raised in this competitive flyweight contest. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Judge John Cave scores the fight 29-28 Figuereido. Judge William Dean scores the fight 29-28 Herrera. And Judge Ramsey Ishak scores the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Tonio "The Show" Figuereido!
All right, Tonio "For Show," your winner. Finally saw the full 15 minutes as a pro against a man just with an answer for everything.